Aloha travellers, this is Shirley Ann for the Travellers Ukulele Gig Guide podcast, where we talk to people about travel and ukulele. It's my pleasure to introduce to you today somebody from Sydney. That's the big smoke south of Cairns, south of Brisbane, in the next state of New South Wales. Could I introduce to you today Shelley Dempsey. Hi Shelley.
Hello everyone. Hello Shirley. Great to see you again. Last time we met we were in tropical Townsville, Magnetic Island.
It's true. It's really true. And what were we doing there, Shelley Dempsey?
We were playing at the Townsville Ukulele Festival, the first one ever.
Yay! Gotta love a ukulele festival, don't you? Ukesters.
It was fabulous and I hope they hold another one next year.
Fantastic. That's lovely. Shelley, I've said that you're from New South Wales down in Sydney. Could we talk a little bit about yourself? What do you do down there in the big smoke?
Well, yes, down here I work as a journo. I've been a journalist for, nearly 40 years, quite a long time now, and I have played ukulele for about 8 years and belong to the Balmain Ukulele Club, and I'm playing a new duo and also a new band. So, yeah, things pretty busy.
Okay, so you're working as a freelance journalist?
No, I have a permanent job, so working for Institute of Company Directors, writing stories, doing video interviews with directors, also putting together the print magazine with our agency. So, yeah, it's very varied. I'm off to Western Australia to write some stories in about 10 days, so that'll be something new.
Wow, that is
get along over there.
That's fantastic. And what do you do in your downtime, Shelley?
Mostly music. So I belong to a choir called the Bridge on the River Choir in the inner west suburbs of Sydney. And I play ukulele. And tonight I'm off to open mic in Surrey Hills, and I'll be performing there 3 songs in my duet with my friend Nina.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
Fantastic. Let's circle back to the ukulele story and Shelley Dempsey. How did it all start?
It started, 8 years ago. Hawaii was the place. So I happened to be just stumbling along as a tourist near the local shopping centre in Waikiki, and lo and behold, somebody put a flyer into my hand saying, would you like to do hula or learn ukulele? And I was like, hula? No, never will that happen. Ukulele, that's actually a very good idea. So I went into a small room with an overhead projector. Somebody put a ukulele into my arms, and it was like a light bulb moment. It was just the best thing that ever happened. I still remember that feeling.
Oh.
So it's like holding a baby for the first time, your own baby.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, what's the word? You imprinted, you attached to the instrument. Okay, so you're in Hawaii, minding your own business. Somebody gives you a flyer and an opportunity and an invitation to go to a beginner's class. You go, you try said instrument, and it seems to resonate with you. Is that right?
Absolutely. Well, I always kind of liked the guitar and had attempted it as a teenager, but it didn't really grab me. So, and also the piano, it all seemed a bit too hard. But the tinkling sound, special sound of the ukulele is so unique. That's what really grabbed my imagination. And I thought, I've never heard anything like this before. This is just wild. I don't know what it is, but the sound just really, took me by surprise, grabbed hold of me and never let me go. So I'm still in the clutches of the ukulele.
This is beautiful. And this is why ukulele's taken over the whole world, don't you think, travellers? Now, Shelley, you're in Hawaii. You've had the fabulous lesson. What next? Do you buy an instrument from Hawaii, or do you just come away thinking I'm going to follow that up? What happened next?
Well, it would have been nice to buy one there, but then I thought, well, knowing myself, I'll probably buy one, take it home and not do anything with it. So I thought, okay, I know myself too well. I don't want to do that. So I'd better go home, buy a toy one, see if I actually put in the 10 minutes a day or, what became 30 minutes a day on learning it. I actually did do that because the way I learned on the ukulele was I'm already a singer, so I only chose to play songs I could already sing. And that was my way in, which I think is actually a good way for learners. So I just chose a few easy songs with easy chords. I could already sing them. I already knew the tune. So I found I could pick them up reasonably easily. But, of course, that clumsy sort of action with your hands and chords and everything in the beginning, that was pretty wild for quite some time. But then something clicked in my brain, and the best thing I did was I joined the Balmain Ukulele Club. They have a wonderful 4-chord night once a month on Thursday nights. And the leader band members get up the front and they run through 24 songs in 2 hours. So that taught me how to change chords really fast, and probably taught me more than any other way of learning the ukulele. Just joining that club, having to keep time, and of course singing along with the harmonies. I'm a harmony singer, so I loved doing that in the crowd. And somehow it all seemed to gel together and come together in my brain mysteriously. And I wasn't expecting that. And actually I became okay at playing. And so then someone from the club put me in a band. Well, I still couldn't play that well, but I could sing. And they didn't have that many good singers. So that's where it all sort of started happening with the band, which was the JSK All-Star Band. And we played at festivals for 4 years all around New South Wales. Very exciting. And that really taught me how to perform, how to step up. I was terribly nervous on the microphone to start with, but I had to learn. And there were a few little tricks along the way that made it a bit easier, but I remember that being pretty terrifying ordeal when I had to do that for the first time. I was shaking. My hands were shaking.
I'm sure they were, Shelley. Let's just back up there. There's a lot of content in that. First of all, could I just check in with you? So this is the Travelers Ukulele Gig Guide podcast, and you belong to Balmain Ukulele Club. Could you give us a little bit more detail about when they meet and where, please?
Sure. Well, folks, if you happen to be in Sydney, the Balmain Ukulele Club is probably the best club, I would have to say, in the whole of Sydney. Controversial, I know, but I have been to a few others, and I think our format is better, our players are better and more interesting songs, and it's a quality kind of a club. So they meet on Monday nights once a month, and that is beginners night. They're the easy kind. Sorry, it's the other way around. Thursday night is the beginners night, 4-chord Thursday. That's one night a month. Also, the harder night for more advanced players, where there's a bit of education and we might be a workshop on something or other, how to play blues songs, something else, how to play skiffle, different styles of strumming. So those nights are reserved for Monday nights, and that's where once you've learned to play beyond the basics, you go along and you pick up a few sort of interesting ideas.
So is that every Monday or one Monday a month?
One Monday per month, in the middle of the month.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the address?
The address, well, we rehearse at the Gladstone Bowlo, so the bowling club in Balmain, right next door to Balmain Hospital, so very easy to find.
Good. This sounds really good. Do you have a Facebook page so people can check it out?
There certainly is, and our Facebook page has about 500 members now, I think, so getting bigger all the time, bigger and better, which is wonderful.
Fantastic. I'm pretty sure that Balmain Ukulele Club New South Wales is in the national club list, and if it's not, I'm going to make sure it's there. But I'm pretty sure it is. Travellers, just another check-in point for where you may be able to connect with other ukulele players around the country. Fabulous. Um,
Sure, come and see us. We'd love to see you. We love having new people along.
Yay, that's fantastic. Shelley, you mentioned you're in a club, in a duo, in a band, and you played festivals previously for 4 years. What is on the ukulele horizon for you in the next 12 months?
Next 12 months. Well, it's a pretty busy kind of a calendar shaping up. So, November, my old band, we're doing 24 songs. We're the host band for the Four Chord Thursday night at Balmain Ukulele Club. So, we'll have to get together. 24 songs is quite a lot of music to get together. So, we usually have one or two rehearsals and work it all out, kind of starting at least 3 weeks out from the date. What's after that? We have the Katoomba Blue Mountains Ukulele Festival in February. That is a great festival. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest ukulele festival in the Southern Hemisphere. So we get all sorts of people along, old, young, beginners, overseas people, Aussies, just fabulous kind of a mix of people. And we have strums late at night and drink red wine until the wee hours, and yes, have sing-alongs in the back room of the wonderful Carrington Hotel. So many, many good times we've had there. And it was kind of smashed by COVID, but happily is now coming back as a big festival. So we're glad to see that happening. So at that festival, I'm playing in 2 acts. So one is my new duo. We're called the Joyriders, myself and my friend Nina. And also I'm playing in another band called the Darlow Street Band. And yes, so rehearsals for all of this has to happen, kind of before Christmas, starting before Christmas and finish in January. So looking forward to starting work soon.
That's good. Shelley, you mentioned you're a journalist, so you must be good with words. Do you write songs?
I do. This is another new path that the ukulele took me down. As you know yourself, Shirley, you get into music and it leads you here, there, all over the place, lots of directions you least expect. So I didn't think I would ever write songs in my life, certainly not late in life. But yeah, I do write, words are easy for me. It's the chords that really drive me crazy, and they take hours to work out. So, I'll have to get hold of some great instrumentalist at some point and just go, okay, I'm doing the words, you do the melody, whatever, and do it that way, because that might save me a lot of time.
Oh,
So,
songwriting.
Bernie and Elton type of situation. That's what I'm hoping will happen at some point. So I've written about 12 songs and perform them here and there. I did one at the Townsville Ukulele Festival. There'll be a couple more in Katoomba, February. I did perform 6 originals recently at an Inner West music bar with a guitarist, and that went really well. So first time I've ever sort of been brave enough to do that. Had to learn them all from memory, and that was a big call because, you get lazy and used to using charts. Well, folks, throw those charts away. You have to put the hours in of learning to memorize chords, and that's where your music will really start to step up to another level, I think. That's what happened for me anyway.
Mm. Okay, so I just lost my train of thought there. Um, you're talking about songwriting and Elton John. What I was going to mention, of course, is that there's quite a significant collaborative songwriting movement in Australia at the present time. And the Australian Songwriters Conference, the ASC, based in Sydney, actually. They have wonderful online technical workshops on collaborative songwriting. I Heart Songwriting Club, and also Kepi Coots. Oh, I love her so much. They really have lots of suggestions on how to write collaboratively. And what I've found over the time is you really do have to gel with the people you're writing with. I have written with some people, and the first sort of six people I wrote with, it was like scraping my nails down a chalkboard, because our worldviews were so different and our styles were so different. But once I found one or two people that could understand my communication method, then we were able to get onto a process of collaborative songwriting. So that's just FYI, while you're under the stars, travelers, and you find somebody and you have something in common and they're playing and you're good with words, just get on in there and write a song, and don't forget to post it on the Traveller's Ukulele Gig Guide page. Now, speaking about pages, Shelley, you have a Facebook page, don't you? What is that called?
I do, yes. Okay, so Ukes Unlimited is a page that you should all follow. If you love the ukulele, well, you'll love all the gigs that I post on that page all over Australia. If you go to Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, Townsville, Cairns, Perth, you will find a ukulele gig somewhere. And so I started that a few years ago because I thought, well, I could see in the Sydney ukulele scene, we're all in our little silos, in our different separate clubs, not really interacting too much with each other. So I thought somebody should just, mix it up a bit and put all the gigs together, especially all the great, really good players that can be Canberra, Adelaide, roaming around, touring, doing all sorts of things. Big stars like Bobby Alu, ordinary people like me. There's quite a range of ukulele skills, ukulele stars. The Thin White Ukes in Melbourne, they're always playing gigs everywhere. And quite a lot of other acts, you can follow all of them sort of in one place. If you follow my page, just give it a like or a follow, and the notifications will pop up, and it's pretty easy to, find like-minded people and just go along to those gigs and have a chat. So I think it's fantastic, the amount of talent we have in our ukulele scene, and it's very under the radar and under promoted. And I was very keen to get the word out about how brilliant the ukulele is as an instrument, even though most guitarists don't think so. We know that. Well, don't worry about them. Just ignore those guitarists. And just a little dig at guitarists there. Sorry about that, guitarists. I don't know. We love the ukulele, don't we, Shirley? But I think it's sort of underappreciated instrument. It's brought great communities together all over Australia, all over the world. It's phenomenal. So we need to get in there and support all our fellow ukulele players.
All right, I would like to chime in here, or just check in, Shelley. How important do you think it is for the growth of ukulele across the country and perhaps the world, for other people to actually like pages like your page, and check in with community and like posts? How important is it? And the reason why I ask this question is this. This conversation that we're having is a podcast. And whilst people like podcasts, perhaps they don't listen to other people's podcasts, or they only listen to a select number of podcasts. One of the things that I've learned is that actually you have to contribute to the community of podcasters, or read the newspaper, or read the blogs, if you would like people to like and appreciate your work as well. So it's a bit of a collaborative partnership, that one. Would you agree, Shelley?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I follow an awful lot of ukulele acts, and so my notifications just pop up and I share them on Ukes Unlimited. It's not a lot of work involved, but I think it really helps if we all support each other, because it's a problem being a musician and not having good crowds when you play. An awful lot of time and effort goes into learning the music, getting it to sound great. You know, how disappointing is it if you rock up to a venue and you've got an audience of like 5 people? I mean, you don't want that. So I think as a community, if we, and I have staged events in Sydney at Inner West music bars like Gasoline Pony, like ukulele nights. So I organised one night 5 ukulele acts, including my own band, to just come along. And that was fabulous because we all stuck around and spoke to each other, and the bar was full, 40 or 50 people. That was, I think, just a great lesson in how good these open mic nights can be if you all support each other. Whereas the ordinary open mic nights there at that venue were pretty sad affairs. I mean, very good players who might have come from the Conservatorium of Music would get up on stage and they would disappear immediately after playing and not support the acts that came after them. And I thought, well, I don't really understand this. The ukulele community won't do this. And I was right. When I staged that first night there, everybody stuck around. We all had a great time. And, you know, of course, the owner of the bar was extremely happy because people were buying drinks and food. So I think there's a lot that can be done with ukulele events. And, you know, whether they're small nights like that, bigger ones like festivals. Yeah, it's, I think, kind of something I'd like to do more of when I'm not working, you know. So watch this space for Ukes Unlimited. Might have to turn it into a little events vehicle in the future when I have time. We'll see.
Sure, that sounds like a good idea. And I think that's what's happened with the Traveller's Ukulele Gig Guide. The Facebook group, I think we've been going for a year now. We're up to about 1.7 or 1.8 members in the group. And that has enabled me to learn a bit more about the demographic and about the people, and get an idea about, oh, what's next? And it's exactly that idea, Shelley. It's about sticking around after the open mic, once all the music's died down, and getting to know people. And so I thought, what a great idea to collate or collect stories about ukulele people, just ordinary people like us. And I mean, yeah, I'll talk to some famous people. I'm sure I'll get there. But it's really the blood, sweat, and tears people, people on the ground that keep community ukulele going in the country, week in, week out, month in, month out, just by being there because they want to share a spirit of music.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, you know, we all had a lonely time in COVID. I think we're all still getting over that. And I was just so glad and so happy that all my music came back after that horrible experience of being in 2 Sydney lockdowns one year after another. I can tell you it wasn't a happy time. So, yeah, after all of that, you know, I'm back in the choir now face to face, ukulele club's back and lifting the roof off there. It's just a wonderful feeling that we're getting back to normal. I think, well, we are back to normal now, pretty much. So thank goodness for that. Glad that's over.
Kelly, thanks very much. Could I just ask you this question? What is your big ukulele dream? Have you got one of those that you would like to share with the travellers?
Big ukulele dream. Well, I would like to record one day my own original songs. So that will happen at some point. I think my son is a good musician. He studies at the Conservatorium of Music and knows his way around how to record and get things on Spotify, which is unknown to me at this point. And so I'm hoping that I would like just to lay down those tracks so that when I'm no longer around, he will have them laid down for ready reference all in one spot. It's a bit of a grim thought, I know, but out of all the thousands and thousands of stories I've written as a journalist, nobody's going to go and look at those, but they might just listen to my songs, I hope. So,
Lovely. Absolutely beautiful. I wrote a song about my daughter, and I'm just going to this shouldn't be about me, but I'm just going to chip in this little conversation if you don't mind.
love to hear it.
I wrote a song about my daughter, and my daughter and I, when we were growing up, she was growing up, we used to fight a lot because we're very similar. Anyway, I wrote a song about her, and she's a very successful 30-year-old woman now, but I still see her walking down the corridor with half her bum hanging out of her nappies, chomping on a Vegemite toast. I wrote a song called Memories of You. And gee, it's a beautiful little thing, but it's a story I wrote for her. Exactly for
Oh,
that reason, Shelley, for the legacy.
I love that. That is just wonderful.
So I would
I also
encourage you to write those, to get those songs down for your son and perhaps for the next generation after him, to leave your legacy and just to let them know that you were always thinking about them and always loving them, even though they were giving you curry.
Yes, that's right. Well, I did write one about my dad when he passed. See You at the Red Bar. That's the one I performed in Townsville.
Yeah.
And that was a wonderful tribute to him. That took me 3 months to write that song, but I kept at it. I knew I was going to do it. And now it's the most popular song that I sing. My friend, I've made a few people cry with that song. It is a bit sad, but in the end, it turned into a happy song for me because, I think of him every time I perform it. And other people just love it. It has a catchy chorus, and so many people have said, "Oh God, that's such a good song." So at least I got that one down for my son, and possibly his kids whenever they come.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Shelley, can I just ask you, what is your most favourite song to play at the moment? And I know it's a hard question, so you can give me 2 or 3 if you like.
Okay, well, I have just learned Willie Nelson's song "City of New Orleans," so I love that one. That is working out quite well. There's another new one I've just learned called "Bring It On Home to Me," Sam Cooke song. So that's an old kind of Motown tune. I sort of gravitate towards alternative country music. I do like Lucinda Williams songs. And I'll be playing tonight one of hers, "Still I Long for Your Kiss." So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like to play.
Fantastic. Shelley, I think we've almost come to the end of our conversation. We like to keep them a little bit short because we don't want any of the travellers to drop off. We want them to hear the end of the story. So, Shelley, do you have any parting words of wisdom for the travellers out there in ukulele gig guide land?
Well, just keep practicing, practice, and try and sing as well as play. It will all come together, but you need to do it every day or every second day. So, music is like anything else. It's a discipline that you have to learn. It's not just something that will just come to you. Wonderful musicians, professionals, they take like dozens of years to get as good as they are. So you can imagine you're not going to pick up any instrument, even if it is the ukulele, if you do it for 2 weeks, unless you're a genius. None of us are. So do it. It's a great way to meet people, socialize, travel, go to different places, go to music festivals. It's just changed my life entirely for the better. And, I just think everyone should play the ukulele, really. Just put down those guitars. Don't worry about them. Don't need them. Controversial, I know.
Yes, each to his own, but we in ukulele land support the ukulele in all her forms, and the one thing perhaps we could all agree on is that we want to see more of it. Shelley,
absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today and for sharing some of your personal story and experience about ukulele, And could I wish you all the best for the future, for your future music work, and we look forward to perhaps hearing some of your originals very, very soon.
Lovely to chat, Shirley Ann, and thank you for all the work that you do in our community. God bless you.
Oh, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shirley Ann for the Traveller's Ukulele Gig Guide podcast, where we talk to people about travel and ukulele. And that concludes our conversation with Shelley Dempsey, editor or creator of UkesUnlimited Facebook page, player at Balmain Youth Club, member of the Darlow Street Band, and what was your other duo called?
The Joyriders.
The Joyriders, and you'll be able to hear them very soon at next year at the Blue Mountains Ukulele Festival. Travellers, until we meet again, I say aloha and safe travels. Bye for now. Aloha. Bye.
Aloha.
Yay! That's all that done. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I think
that's great.
Well.
Yeah, I think so. So, can you see if it recorded?
I've been recording since you were the only one that didn't work, and I've ironed out all the edges. So I think it's looking perfect and good. So I will just sign off, and I'll be scheduling this soon, and I can send you a little link. What I'm thinking I might do is I might post them all up on YouTube with a unlisted link, and then I'll send it to you so you can have a little look. I'm not going to edit too much because I think it's really good.
Yeah, I don't think it needs any edits. That's why I was trying to speak short and whatever.
That's fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to press stop because I like to do a little bloopery bit at the end. You know, give them a little bit something more after I say goodbye.
Yeah, go for it. I'll let you go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Goodbye. Take care. Thanks for listening, travellers. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, or click notifications on your preferred platform so you don't miss a yarn. We're posting a new episode every Wednesday morning because it's a great hump day, pick-me-up kind of a podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Shirley Ann. Aloha.